Hey guys, I am really excited for today's video. I picked up the new Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate foundation in the Cushion Compact. I have the Shade and Illuminate foundation in like just the regular liquid form with the pump, which I really love. And I was really excited when I saw this pop up on Nordstrom. So we're gonna be doing like a first impressions of this. I was gonna do a full day wear test, but I'm not going out and I'm just sort of sitting at home. So I don't think that's gonna be a very valuable wear test, but I'm gonna continue wearing this over, the next few weeks. And I'm sure I will mention this in one of my videos one way or another, and you'll probably see it on me as well. So anyway, we're just gonna be doing a first impressions. We're gonna keep it light today. So I have it in the shade 2.0 Buff. That is the shade that I usually get in my Tom Ford foundations. It's on the lighter side, so it kind of matches my neck. It looks a little bit light on my forehead, but I think that's okay. I'm actually losing a lot of color staying at home during this time, so I think it's fine. There is sunscreen in here. Oh, it has an SPF 45, and here is packaging. So it comes in this like drawstring velvet pouch. Cannot remember the price of this. This is like $125. That's a guess. I will leave it down below in my description box. So here, ooh, here's the compact. I knew that the compact was all gold, but I didn't realize it had this like texture on it. Ooh, that's really nice. And that'll keep it from having like too many like grody fingerprints all over it. Neat. I really like it. It has a nice weight. It's gold finish all the way around and on the bottom. These are refillable and you can just get the cushion if you want. I have the two other Tom Ford cushions that are available. This is the Soleil like glow tone up one, and then this one is the traceless. These are all the same size. So if you want to just get the foundation refill and you have one of these other ones, you can do that. Maybe you've run out of like the traceless one and you want to try the Shade and Illuminate, you can get that and just kind of pop it in here. And you don't even really need the case. You can just get like the refill, and the refill is what has this like cover to it. Back to the Shade and Illuminate. So it comes with a puff, comes with a mirror on the inside. This packaging is so luxe. I'm looking at it in the viewfinder and all I see is like all this gold. It's so luxe. And then inside is the cushion, and then we have a little sticker covering. You guys know how much I love peeling these off. So satisfying. And then here is the cushion on the inside. So I'm gonna go ahead and use a sponge to apply. That's generally how I like to apply cushion foundations. I also think it's like the easiest way to pick up the product, is just to go right in with the sponge. So I've got my BK Beauty sponge here, and I'm just going to dip like the butt end of the sponge into the compact. I'm reading the description of this foundation on the Nordstrom site right now. So let me just give you the high points while I actually apply this. So this is supposed to have a medium to full coverage. This is the shade Buff, by the way. This looks really light. Huh. I may have to get a shade up. Doesn't that look really light? Let's see. Let's see what happens once I blend it in. It does have a lavender fragrance, which again, not my favorite. I feel like I've been saying this in almost every single video. They're putting a lot of lavender in products these days, and it's just not my favorite. And it's supposed to help you achieve light reflecting 3-dimensional radiance. And if it's anything like the liquid foundation, I would have to agree with that assessment, because that has such a beautiful radiance to it. It nourishes and protects the skin. It is a blend of advanced elastomers and light diffusing powders to create the perfect smooth surface to reflect soft light. It's breathable, it's infused with hyaluronic acid and noni fruit extract to nourish skin for a plump, dewy look and calm feel. The SPF in here, by the way, is a combo of chemical and physical sunscreen. There's octinoxate, titanium dioxide, and zinc oxide. So that's actually different from the Shade and Illuminate. The Shade and Illuminate had an SPF ingredient in there that I didn't recognize. And of course I can't remember it, but I recognize all of these, so I know that there was something in there. That one also is an SPF 50, and this is an SPF 45. So there is the Buff, and you can see that the Buff really is a good match for my neck, but it makes my face look so pale. That's how much tanner my face is to the rest of my body. I definitely like using a sponge for this. I think it looks really nice, and I think because it has quite a bit of coverage. I personally don't mind shearing it out a little bit with a wet sponge, a damp sponge here. I'm just gonna pick up just the teensiest bit to add to this side. I have a little bit more foundation on this side. Wow, that really does have quite a bit of coverage. Definitely very, very radiant. I do think this is a teensy bit more radiant than the foundation, than the actual Shade and Illuminate foundation. And I was thinking about doing like a side-by-side comparison, but I have a different shade in that one, and I thought that's gonna look really, really weird. So anyway, if I recall properly, this one definitely has like a bit more radiance to it. I can kind of see it on my forehead a little bit more. But the coverage is definitely very similar. I think with like a light, layer, you definitely get like a medium coverage. I really, really, really like this finish. It makes my very dry, mature skin look very kind of like juicy and plump and healthy. I'm really, really into that. All right, let me take a really close look here and see if it's emphasizing lines. I don't see it sinking into any of my under eye lines or next to my nose or anything. Looks really nice. I'm gonna do like a close-up here and just pan down from my forehead to my chin so you guys can take a close look at what's happening. But I think it looks really nice, and I have been sitting here now for a couple of minutes. I don't see it oxidizing at all. I think it looks really nice around my eyes, and I think because of the medium coverage, if I'm having a good day, I don't need concealer with this. I think it does like a good enough job underneath my eyes there. In comparison to the two other foundations that I have, I think it is just as glowy as the Soleil, the Tone Up foundation, but this one has a little bit more coverage. I want to say this one is like a rock solid light medium. This is definitely, like they say, a medium to full for sure. And then in comparing it to the Traceless Touch Cushion, this one I think is not as radiant. I think if you have oilier skin, this one is probably the one you want to go for, but it has a very similar coverage. The coverage is higher than the Soleil one. So you could say that this one is almost like a combo of these two. It's like the finish of the Soleil and the coverage of the Traceless. This packaging, by the way, is quite a bit heavier than these two, now that I'm kind of like holding one in each hand. Yeah, this one is considerably heavier than this one. All right, I'm just gonna apply some powder to this side. I just wanna see, what it looks like with a little bit of powder applied on top. I'm gonna use my Kogendo Natural Lighting Powder, and I've got my Chikuhodo powder brush. I will list this down below because I got this in Japan and I feel like what it's labeled on the handle is different from how it's listed on the Beautylish website, but I'll list this down below. This is a great powder brush. So I'm gonna powder this half of my face just so we can see and compare. I'm going to turn the lighting down just a little bit just so you guys can get like a better sense of the coloring and everything on my face. How is that? I think that actually looks a little bit better. So this is the powdered side, this is the unpowdered side. I didn't use a ton of powder, but you can still see that the radiance is kind of coming through. I think as much as I like a dewy base, this is like a little bit too much. I need to powder that down. So I'm going to just finish off with some powder here. Yeah, I really like the way that looks. It's very, very skin-like with a hint of radiance. I think the powder like mattes it down a little bit, but it doesn't erase all of the radiance. I think it looks really lovely on the skin. So I'm just gonna put on the rest of my makeup and I will be right back. All right, I just finished up my makeup. I actually filmed another video of these pieces on. I'll leave everything down below in the description box regarding what I have on my face, and that video is either coming soon or has already gone up. I don't know which order I'm gonna be putting these videos up. So I did wanna come back and show you how this foundation was wearing. So I had put that light layer of powder on for you guys, and I do have some cheek products on. I have, bronzer and some highlight over my forehead and on my chin and on my nose and everything. So keep that in mind, but usually what I like to look out for is the area around my nose, because that is the oiliest part of my face, and if a foundation is going to break up, it's going to start to break up around there, usually. And so far, So good. I'm going to zoom in right here for you guys, but I don't see it wearing away. Again, I've just been sitting here for the past couple of hours. I do have a light on me, which is actually very, very warm, but I don't see any breakage. I mean, it looks exactly the way it looked when I put it on. And around my forehead, I think it looks really nice. That's also a problem area for me. So what I will do is if I notice this foundation doing something really funky, even me just sitting here at home or whatever, I will leave a pinned comment down below. But if I don't leave anything, it's basically just status quo. The foundation will have kind of like stayed put and look the same for the rest of the day. So I'll just leave a pinned comment if this foundation goes really, really wrong. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video.